Beep, beep, beep. Hi everyone, time for today's live video from me, live training from me. And it's a good day today. It's Wednesday, I like Wednesdays. The sun's just come out as well, which is awesome. So, yeah, right, I'm going to talk about something that is quite funny, actually. Now, people obviously know that, I'm one of them fitness people, and they assume that us fitness people, we just sort of eat, broccoli and lettuce and dry rice cakes and dust and stuff. Problem is, when you're an ex-fatty like me, you like your food. So, I like my food. This also means I've got this strange affinity to cooking programmes. So I was watching Bake Off Creme de la Creme last night, which is always interesting on a Tuesday night because obviously, there are plenty of patisserie, and it's also French patisserie. And Paris being my favourite place in the whole wide world. So, yeah. So, interestingly, I like my food. Now, unfortunately, if I eat too much of said liking food, or liked food, I'll get fat again. So, I've obviously got to have a system in place to stop me from doing that. So, anyway, one of my favourite programmes, cookery programmes, is MasterChef. Don't know why, can't explain it. I just quite like it. I always have. And there's an interesting story to tell you, actually, about MasterChef. Basically, is that there was a contestant. Now, quick disclaimer: I can cook, I can, but I'm not like anywhere near ridiculous. I'm not near this level, so I'm not at MasterChef level of cooking. But there was an interesting incident on MasterChef, which is a great lesson to teach. Which was there was a woman on there who she was sort of out of place a little bit because she was an American woman on obviously an English show, and she said that she made the comment right at the start when they were interviewing her. She said, "When I get to the end." And I will get to the end. She was assuming she was making the statement regarding reaching the final. So she'd made a statement regarding reaching the final at the very start of the program. Then what happened was she actually went out in the quarterfinals or the end of the first week, the end of the first heat or whatever you want to call it, because she unfortunately didn't put the oven on the right setting and a chocolate fondant didn't cook properly. And there was a little bit of, obviously, frustration and disappointment there. And she was a shame for her, really. And a little bit of a try to blame the oven and so on and so forth, which was a bit of a shame. Now, the problem for me and the lesson is that she said she was going to get to the end and then had to have the embarrassment of going out early. So she already said that she was going to make it to the end. And then when it come to it and the pressure was on, this particular person didn't perform at the level she needed to and went out of the competition. Okay, so what's the lesson? Well, the lesson is you've got to be careful about what you say versus what you do. Okay, you've got to be careful about what you say versus what you do. Because if you say, because I remembered that, and this is the type of person that I am, I look at what people do, not what they say. So when somebody says, I'm going to win, if somebody says, I'm going to win, and then they go out because of sloppiness or whatever, I remembered that. I said, well, hang on, they said they were going to win. So what does this teach us? You've got to be very, very careful, especially nowadays, because everything's so public. We can say what we want on social media, on all these platforms, but actually it's what you do that matters. Yeah? What you do that matters, because like in January you probably would have had a lot of people on your Facebook feed saying, yeah, I'm on it, new year, new me, at the gym, check in, I've lost £2 this week, and then over time what happens is eventually this stops. And one of the reasons why it stops is because people quit. But the problem is they've started telling everybody about what they're going to do and how they're going to do it and all this, and then when it comes to the crunch, when the pressure hits, when it gets tough, when the results slow down, they quit. And then it's embarrassing them because you've got to explain, well, actually, that I said I was going to win or I was going to do this. Well, I haven't, and here's my reasons why. And one of the biggest things I find with social media is that people like to tell everybody about how well they're doing when things are going well, but when things don't go well, it's everybody else's fault. Yeah? And then it's a bit of a strange world we live in now, whereas we can just easily go, well, yeah, I'm going to do this, man, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then when it doesn't work, it's, yeah, well, I was going to do that, but this happened and that. So the message is, for this poor woman on MasterChef, don't say it. If you're not, don't say it until it's done, because you don't know. You never know, because obviously consistency, which is what I do, I teach people how to be consistent. Because if you want to say lose weight, get fit, whatever, you've got to be consistent. You can go on every flashy diet you want and get suckered in by these people selling magic beans and all this. You've never lost weight or never had a weight issue, selling all the magic beans. You can get suckered down that route with this quick fix nonsense, which is just not true. Or you can say, well, actually, what do I need? Well, most people need to be consistent. And to be consistent, you need to be quiet and humble. Because when it gets tough, if you've started giving it all that and you quit, then you're going to have to explain yourself to all the people that you'd give it all that to. And it's embarrassing, yeah? So it's why I don't start. I mean, when I did the Manchester Marathon a couple of weeks ago, I told a couple of people, I think I'm going to do it in 3:30. Now, because I told a couple of people that I was going to do it in 3:30, I had to then go and do it in 3:30. Because I've told people that that's what I was going to do. And I felt accountable, yeah? Because I didn't want to give it that and then have to explain and go, yeah, well, I was going to do it in this time, but this happened and that happened, all the excuses of the stories. So the lesson today is this. You've got to be careful about what you say, particularly now there's all this space to fill. Tweets, Facebook, pictures, Instagram, Snapchat, God knows what. There's all these spaces to fill with words, but the problem is when people don't deliver on that, the excuses come out. So it's better to just get on with the work you need to get on with, and then if you do succeed at whatever it is, then your results will show that. You don't need that, the results will show. I could have put all over Facebook, yeah man, I'm going to do I'm going to do 3:30, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do the other. Yeah? But I actually just said, to myself, I said, I think I can do 3:30, and then I went and did it. So the results then show that, okay? Because your results will speak louder than anything, yeah? Louder than anything in the world. But if you're giving it all that, and then you don't deliver on it, it's embarrassing, yeah? Same thing with everything on social media. Relationships, giving it all that about how happy you are and da-da-da-da-da. Then the work hits, it gets a bit tough, it all goes to pot. Then you've got to explain to all these people on Facebook why, and then the excuses come out. So it's better to stay quiet and just get on with the work you need to get on with, because it will get tough, especially in a process, be it weight loss, fitness, work, business, relationships. These involve a process, and it is going to get hard. And when it gets hard, most people quit because they want it to be easy, and it's not. Yeah, it's difficult sometimes. But if you give it all that, and you're not going to follow it through, then that's going to make you look stupid. Yeah? So you've just got to be careful about what you say versus what you do, because the only thing that will ever matter is what you do, not what you say. Someone says to me, I'll see you tomorrow for a training session. Well, I expect to see them tomorrow, because why would you say it? Why would you say something you're not going to do? Yeah, unless you're physically incapable of doing it, which is a rarity. Emergencies are rare. Yeah? So the message, I suppose, today is watch what you say, because you will be judged on what you do, only by what you do. Yeah? And you can be the quietest, most humble person in the world, but if your results are sound, that's all that matters. And the most important thing to do, which is what I'm learning, is to let the results be your own accountability and your own motivation, without the need to go out to the world and go, look at me, look at me, look at me, which is hard, but ultimately you've only got your own life to live. So watch what you say, and if you're not going to do something, don't say it, because it makes you look stupid, particularly on social media. Don't say it if you can't do it. That's all. Have a good day.